I've also renamed this broadcast to the Clone Wars review. It's just because since Lego Masters stopped airing, it's just really become about the Clone Wars, and I think I'm gonna stop doing this type of broadcast, at least when the Clone Wars finishes airing. So yeah, but this week's episode was entitled Shattered. And so, to start the review, first I just want to say the beginning was had a really creepy air to it. Sounded really eerie. And that's because, of course, it was precursor to Order 66. Like, there were sections with no music, the characters just talked, and it didn't really feel that happy as it should have that Maul was defeated. We got to see Bo-Katan for the last time, although she might be in the next episode on Monday. Also, that's a reminder, new episode comes on Monday, not Friday, since Monday is May the 4th. That's also when, every movie in the Skywalker saga will come to Disney Plus, because, episode 9 will be there. So, yeah. Kind of looking forward to it, just to see certain details, like see Magnum if he died and stuff like that about the movie. But back to the episode, they use this really cool contraption to hold Maul. Said it was a relic, and that Satine outlawed it, and that was the last of their kind. It said it was used to hold Jedi. I think that's a reference to the war with the Mandalorians versus the Jedi, where they developed most of their technology to combat the Jedi. So I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of looked like Carbonite, just you know, in a time period where they couldn't freeze people. In fact, that technology didn't really exist till episode 5, when Vader tried it out on Han just to test to see if it would work on Luke. So yeah. Then the scene where Maul is captured is really eerie. Everything starts looking like it switched to the Imperial side, even though we're still technically in the time period of the Clone Wars. Because we're at the end of it. Like, the ship starts to look more Imperial, all the clones look more Imperial. The detention cell looks more like the Imperial one, especially like the kind we see in episode 4 where Leia is being held. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool detail. The animators did, just to show that the Republic was coming to an end. Then, when Commander Rex and, Ahsoka are, walking on the bridge, all the clones just salute. They don't talk, really, until, until, like, right before Order 66, when that clone calls, Commander Rex to the bridge. Of course, Ahsoka doesn't go. But before that, Well, they're still on Manowar. I'm just talking about this scene, where they have the Jedi Council meeting, and it's pretty much ripped straight from Revenge of the Sith. The dialogue is just ripped straight from that movie. I think how it fits in is that Rex joined when Anakin was about to leave. Then he got Ahsoka. Then Anakin and then while he was getting Ahsoka, Anakin left, and Cody gave his report, because that's how it happens in the movies. Anakin leaves. Cody gives his report, and then they talk about removing the Chancellor from office. So I thought that was just really cool attention to detail, especially as they have everybody there. They have Ayla Secura, they have Mace Windu, they have Yoda, they have Ki-Adi-Mundi, so everybody's there. Yeah, that was awesome. Then Ahsoka walks in, and she says she captured Maul as a citizen, not a Jedi, and so Mace is pretty rude Jedi, just in my opinion. Just throws it back in her face. He's like, well, the knowledge of Darth Sidious is for Jedi only, citizen. He's just rude to her. If he hadn't been that rude, I think Ahsoka would have told him about her findings, but he leaves, everybody else leaves except for Yoda, because he's the only one who really still believes in her. Yoda asks if she's feeling alright and if she wants to deliver a message to Anakin. She says she'll do it herself. She'll tell Anakin when she sees him. And so, Yoda says, "May the Force be with you, Padawan." So, he obviously still thinks of her as a Jedi, even though she left the Order, which I thought was really nice. I think if Mace Windu hadn't said that, again, they could have stopped everything. Of course, makes some mistakes, especially in Revenge of the Sith. Then after that, of course they go on the bridge. Then Ahsoka and Maul have a, I don't know if it's exactly a vision, but they just like sense in the Force what's going on. And I think that the audio cue from Revenge of the Sith that plays is just to help the audience understand what they're sensing. And that was a really cool part. Again, another Revenge of the Sith connection in this episode. They just they played the scene, or played the audio of the scene with Anakin cutting off Mace's hand to save Palpatine. They have all the audio from the actors, you know, Samuel L. Jackson, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDiarmid, all of them. And then the really cool part is at the end where he says, "What have I done?" They sort of mixed Hayden Christensen's audio with Matt Lanter, the guy who plays Anakin Skywalker on the Clone Wars show. So really just help you visualize that they're the same person, which is pretty cool. Anyways, then the big thing happens, and a really eerie sense as Rex takes the call. I think if Ahsoka had followed him in there, I She would have probably had to fight off more clones, but she doesn't follow him in there. And then Palpatine executes Order 66, and I like the fact that he goes, "Yes, Lord Sidious." So like subconsciously, even though they were still trying to figure out the mystery of who the Sith was, Rex and the other clones, of course, knew where their loyalties lied, and that's to Darth Sidious. So then it's a really cool part where clones turn their blasters on Ahsoka, but he says, "I'll do it himself." He says, "I'll do it myself." Just buying Ahsoka some time. He's trying to fight the effects of Order 66. You can see it in him as his helmet falls to the ground. He can't hold it. His hands are shaking as he's holding blaster pistols. And before he completely loses control, Rex says, "Find fives," which I think was just a great touch, because really ties together Season 6 with the rest of the Clone Wars, where of course Fives finds out about Order 66, but nobody believes him. Actually, the Jedi have a lot of opportunities find out about Order 66, but I'll get to that in another video. Anyways, so then they all start firing on her, and it's really sad because they have her orange painted helmets, because they just wanted to show her, they just wanted to show their respect for Ahsoka, and they fire on her. Of course, she escapes. Then Rex tells the clones to find Maul. He seems really threatening because he says that like if you disobey Order 66, you will be hunted down and killed just like the Jedi are. It's kind of dark that Rex is telling his own men that, but then they go to execute Maul. But Ahsoka saves him, and he thinks that they're going to team up. And I kind of thought this too for a little bit, but then she says, "No, I'm not here to rescue you. I need you to cause a distraction." She's really kind of cold towards him, and which is completely justified. He kind of tried to kill her. And then he's like, "Will you give me a fighting chance?" And if you didn't catch it, that's when he's asking for one of her lightsabers. And I kind of thought that'd be interesting to see Maul with a blue lightsaber. But that doesn't happen, and Ahsoka's like, "I'm not rooting for you," which I thought was really cool. She didn't really trust him, especially after they fought last episode. So then we get one of the coolest scenes in the Clone Wars, where Maul takes down the clones in the hallway. He doesn't have his lightsaber. He, picks up panels. He decapitates 2 clones with 1 panel, and then he gets 2 more, crushes some clones. It's very much like the scene in Rogue One where Darth Vader took out the rebels in the hallway. These hallway scenes are pretty cool. Wish we got to see more of them, but Maul even uses some of the same moves. He pushes a clone, or he lifts a clone up and crushes him on the ceiling, just like Vader did in Rogue One. And then he also takes away some clones' blasters, just like, of course, Vader did to the rebels in Rogue One. And then at the very end, the surprising part was clones are trying to seal the blast door, which I think is a reference to in episode 4, where they were trying to catch the rebels. The stormtroopers were like, open the blast door, or they were like, close the boss door, close the boss door. And then, the guy closes it, and then the rebels get away, so they're like, open the boss door, open the boss door. It's kind of funny, but, not funny in here, because, Maul uses the boss door to his advantage. He pulls the clone trooper toward the door, and in a scene very reminiscent of, the scene during the, arc where they escape the prison and rescue Even Keel. The clone has his arm cut off by the door, which I thought was pretty dark. Yeah, it just goes to show you how powerful Maul is, and how he doesn't, really, even need his lightsaber to do that much, and that Sidissa's training, taught him how to, you know, fight really well without it. Then, Ahsoka goes to the droid bay and frees some droids, and one of them was R7, which I'm pretty sure is the same one that was, in her droid starfighter. One of them was, the same type of droid as a chopper. They called him Cheap, but he made sort of the same noises, so I think he was the same type of droid. Yeah, but then the droids help her out. They stun Rex after one of them plays a holographic message. And, Rex in this was really scary. He was just hunting down, Ahsoka, but they knocked him out. They carry him to the med bay. She stops the clones. I like the little detail where she doesn't, try to absolutely destroy the clones like Maul does. She just, stuns them and, makes sure that, they can't get to Rex. So then, Ahsoka tries to get, the chip out of, the control chip out of, Rex's head. After seeing the message, that Rex did for the report on, Fives, which I thought was a nice detail that they added in there. Again, referencing, Season 6. The fact that, Rex, unlike pretty much everybody else, didn't completely forget about what happened and still kept it in the back of his mind. Thought that was nice. Nice tribute to Fives that he actually saved, Ahsoka's life. But then they take him there and they can't find the chip, which I thought was interesting because if you'll remember in Season 6, when Fives did his research, they were able to find the chip pretty quickly. But, maybe Palpatine just, made it invisible to scanners after, Order 66 was enabled. Because he didn't want anybody finding out about his plan, which I think is a smart move. Sidious is always thinking he steps ahead and everybody else. But then, of course, another reference to Rogue One chants, I'm with the Force and the Force is with me, like Chirrut did, and then Rex chants it too, showing that he's starting to gain consciousness again. And then she finds the chip, and the droids start working on it when, the clones start, coming in. This scene was really tense. The droids try to hold back the door, but they break through, and, Ahsoka is just getting blasted. She does better than Ki-Adi-Mundi, but she's, about to be killed, and then Rex gains consciousness and fires his blasters. We don't see till the next frame, but it turns out it was the clones he fired at. So Rex fired his own brothers to save his friend, which I which was very cool. And then she asked Rex if he's alright, and Rex is like, yeah, I'm okay, kid. And then she asked him, or Ahsoka asked him how widespread this is, and then Rex says that it's the entire Grand Army of the Republic, which that's true, but it's really haunting for Ahsoka because all of the clones that she served with are now gunning for her and Rex. And then that's where it ends. And man, the cliffhanger was really awesome, and I'm so glad we only have to wait 3 more days. However, Clone Wars is coming to an end, which is sad. Maybe I'll make a video about how the Clone Wars has ended like over 4 times now because of the different versions of the Clone Wars. But that's it for this video. If you haven't watched Clone Wars Season 7, do yourself a favor, go watch it. And I don't know why you watch these videos if you haven't watched it, but just go watch it. It's some of the best Star Wars ever. And this arc is by far my favorite. I think this episode might be my favorite, although Phantom and the Princess is really close to that. But yeah, that's it, and see you guys next time. And as always, may the Force be with you.